growing our membership and start being relevant in the community, and getting us a plan to make sure that the attraction is greater than the attrition. How many of you heard of the revolving door? Right? Revolving door. New members come in, but more go out. New members come in, more go. How many of you have heard of the December membership slide and the June membership slide in Rotary? Right? So every year, December, we get a bill from Rotary International. So what do clubs do? They look and they start terminating people because they haven't been there, they haven't paid, and all of a sudden you see this downward curve. And then it goes up maybe a little bit more because January comes, they might have reinstated, somebody paid their dues, whatever. June comes around again, the bill comes from RI again, and guess what? Clubs start terminating again. We need to stop that behavior because we should at least, if you know somebody hasn't paid in March, terminate them in March so you don't have that steep slope. Because I don't know what that slope's going to be until July, and then it's too late, right? You don't know what that slope at your club's going to be until July, and then it's too late. So this is important to understand. Here's what our district membership numbers look like. And I said 1347. If you look at the July, well, it's not there yet, but looking at the March numbers, our numbers are now at 1347. 1,200, guys, is the redistricting. Okay? Really important to keep track of. And believe me, when I take over membership, my membership team, you guys, all of the clubs are going to be looking at this because it's going to be important for you. As president-elect, you don't want a club that's continuously declining. This is to help you. Yes, ma'am.
If they never come to the meeting, are they still a member?
Yes, as long as they keep paying and your board has not terminated them, they are still.
I'm very discouraged by that, though.
I am too, but like for example, I'll just use Troy as an example. We've got 62 members, including corporate members. We've got 10 honorary members. And right now, what's been happening is we have maybe 25 people coming to the lunch meetings, but they're all sometimes different people. So, but the key is, are they still paying? So if you look at your members and really understand your membership, there are going to be members that pay but maybe can't make it to lunch meetings just because things have gotten really busy, crazy busy at work, right? For those that are still working, it's people can't get away to come to lunch meetings, right? So you've got to look and say, okay, what's holding this guy back up? Why isn't he coming to the meetings? It could be because of work. It could be just he's lost interest. So many things. But if he's paying his membership dues, you know there's interest. So you have to find out what works. Is it a different time? Maybe you need to have like some evening things. Maybe you need to have a service project on a weekend that he can attend or she can attend. So it's really key for you guys to understand that. How many of you guys know what a rhino is? And I don't mean in terms of politics. Rotary in name only, right? They pay their dues, but you never see them. There's many of those. But they're paying their dues. They're supporting projects. They're supporting the Rotary Foundation. They've got their monthly contributions that go. Those are important people still, right? You miss them, but they're important. Yes.
When you have honorary members.
Yes.
And who are not paying, okay, they are not a member anymore, but when they are still paying, but still call them honorary members, how is that count? How is that working?
So the only time that they're honorary members, if they pay, is they could be an honorary member at another club. So that honorary member does not get reported to RI. So it's not in the official count, it's in the unofficial count as your club levels. Okay, Linda, I think you were next.
I think you should talk about what does your club do if you find out that somebody is not paying their dues or not attending or whatever. What does the club do?
So that's really up to each individual club, and that's where a lot of clubs will terminate members if they haven't paid dues in a while. So each club is going to be different, and they're going to determine that action depending on what the board has decided. I know, for example, Ann Arbor Club really killed me last time I was membership chair because all of a sudden June they terminated 20 people. 20 people on a 1,400 membership. Your slide goes like this, right? Get a call from our zone. What's going on with your membership? Right? So we want to avoid that. We want to avoid those end of the year slides. Todd, you had a question?
I had a question about honorary members.
Uh-huh.
You mentioned that an honorary member, what we do is it's just for a 1-year term. Do you guys have 8 new people?
So we don't have 8 new people, we keep honorary members depending on position. So the mayor of Troy is our honorary member, the Chamber of Commerce head is our honorary member. We have some spouses which are very, very supportive and they come to everything. They are honorary members and we treat them just like members, except that, first of all, they don't pay, but second of all, the only difference is that they can't vote. But we keep them as honorary members, but we've decided on a maximum number at our Troy Club, 10 is it. So if somebody drops out, we can replace them, but we don't just bring in honorary.
So
And-
we've been doing honorary members, since I was president 8 years ago. or
Uh-huh.
whatever. I've been encouraging it. It's hard to get my membership to agree to it, because I've had some pushback in the board, like, gee, why do they get to be a member for free? And I have to explain, well, they don't get a vote, and they're just an honorary member. There's no extra privileges. We're just trying to put them on a pedestal because they've done good in the community.
Exactly, you're recognizing them.
We just do it for 1 year.
Yeah.
And it's over.
Again, every club is different. We have some honorary members that are more active than our regular Rotarians in some cases, so again, it just depends. But we try to make it position-based as well. So as I said, the mayor of Troy, the Chamber of Commerce, so when that mayor goes, let's say in the next election, he's not mayor anymore, that will be position-based, so he won't be a member unless he becomes, on his own, but it's on his position. Yes?
Is there an upper limit to how many honorary members?
There isn't, but I think, you've gotta be reasonable with a club, because again, they cost you money too, right? So the club has to be able to support a certain level of honorary members. If you've only got 12 members in your club and you've got 9 honorary, you're not doing yourself justice, right? So I think it's really, the board has to be very cognizant of how many members that they want honorary. Every time we put an honorary member through, it goes through our board.
So Roma, just to clarify, this 1383 is only active members according to Rotary.
Yes,
right?
this is active members, this does not include honorary members,
Okay.
okay? So, there was yes, Linda?
But go back to, your club should be hearing some kind of report from the treasurer. These 10 people have not paid their dues.
Yes.
Okay, the treasurer will call these, and Roma, you take that one, and you take that one, and you take that one, so that there's some plan for contacting those members. If they're really lost, you might as well get them off your file.
Right, and that's what,
If they
exactly.
are still there, you should be saying, well, why don't you start coming, or why don't you start joining, or why don't you start doing something?
So what Linda's referring to is our board does that. So we look at every month, we look at and say, okay, who hasn't paid their 30, 60, 90? Has somebody contacted them? We found out like actually one time there was a glitch in our IT system. So, that happens too. So you have to be a little bit patient with that. But when you see that list and you see somebody that's going to 120 days, even before they get to 120 days, you really want to reach out to them and say, is there an issue? Is there a problem? Can we make some sort of arrangements? What's going on? So those are the kind of things that the club needs to have, and not just terminate them in June without having that discussion. Okay, I would definitely recommend that.
For example, I was once the person designated to call one particular member
Yeah.
who had not come to our club, but I started calling him every time it was a 30 days or 60 days. Pretty soon it's, oh no, it's time for me to talk to you again, I guess I'll come back.
Exactly.
So you do find out something about these people.
Exactly.
You
Let's-
do make them again feel welcome, like we want you to come.
You don't want to be nasty to them, you don't want to, but you just want to understand their situation, okay? Can we move on? Another question?
No, I was just gonna say, what I do is membership chairs that. I'm also assistant
Yep.
treasurer, so I know what they do. But if I have a member that joins, we have quite a few at one time, if they didn't make a few meetings or things like that, I would email them. Then if I didn't hear back, I would give them a call, and actually they appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because they might have had something come up at work, something come up personally, or things like that. It really is appreciated.
Exactly.
Because they understand that you don't want them just because, you're a number.
Right.
And we added one more to the club and it's money to us.
Yeah.
They really want you to call them, so I
Right.
would do that. I would make sure that someone in your club does that, reaches out to members.
We've also turned somebody who was 97 years old into an honorary member. We couldn't get a hold of him, but, unfortunately, I had to do this, look at the bits and see, make sure things were still okay and all that. And we decided to turn him into an honorary member, just because to help him out. So, there are all sorts of things, it's a board and a membership, decision. Okay, so we need to move on because others are gonna run out of time. But, so there was a study done by our zone on what's the attributes of successful clubs. The strong clubs, what is the common traits that they have? And this was a study done 2 years ago, and it's been refreshed and it's still relevant. But strong leadership was number one. You've gotta have strong leadership. If you have somebody who kind of just does things on a, nothing innovative, nothing exciting, you're gonna start losing interest of your members. So leadership is really a key, and then making decisions quickly is a key. But clear membership goals. You need to communicate your membership goals. All the president-elects right now should be inputting goals into Club Central, Rotary Club Central, and now Rotary has allowed us to input 3 years worth of goals in. So membership goals can be for 3 years. So what that means is the district governor-elect, district governor nominee, district governor designate need to work together and be a team, so it's that continuity is there. It's not just this is my year, that's your year. No, this is a 3-year plan, and this ties to the action plan, which we're gonna talk about. Question? Okay. And then and they've gotta be active in the community. Are you relevant to the community? Does the community know your club? Are they involved in your projects? That's really one of the keys, actually, is how relevant are you in your community, and does the community know you? And again, it goes with the next one, visibility in the community, but that's really related to public image. What's your branding in the community? What's your reputation in the community? What's your communication plans in the community? Very, very important. And then active and intentional member engagement. Bala talked this morning about intentional. You have to be intentional in everything you do and how you get your members involved. I know Linda is a teacher, right? She's a retired teacher. She's got great communication skills. When I'm looking for somebody to help me train somebody or teach somebody, I might look at Linda and say, Linda, can you help me with this? Glenn's a great singer. Maybe we have an activity coming up. I might want Glenn to see if he wants to do a little concert. Strum, strum, strum. Whatever. I mean, so you need to understand your members. You need to get to know them. Don't just come to a meeting and, you guys are sitting there, I'm sitting here. Get to know your members personally. Okay? Those are the traits of successful clubs. These are clubs that are actually growing across the zone. Yes.
I'm afraid that this year is gonna provide more financial difficulties than past years.
Probably.
And I think we should be understanding that there's that option to go to Rotaract. And that we could turn the Rotarian into a Rotaract member and not lose membership and say, hey, it's cheap. You can keep your.
Or Todd, I mean, not all Rotaract clubs will accept you. If you're 80 years old, they don't necessarily want to accept you because, the purpose of Rotaracts were community-based, younger people, and yes, there are some older people that are Rotaracts, but really the thing is your club needs to look at the due structure then and say, hey, for this 1 year, maybe we want to do this. Or maybe we want to just, reduce dues, or maybe we don't want to include lunch in it, let them pay for lunch as they want it. It's your club that has to look at some of these innovative ideas. Okay? So I talked about the action plan a couple times, and really what the action plan is, it's your roadway into getting you to success. So, first you've got to set your goals. Then you've got to figure out what are your issues? Is your club not growing because 1, 2, 3, right? Really be honest with yourself. Take that mirror and really look at yourself. And it's not a single activity, okay? Get a group together, get your board together, get your membership team together, and have them do it, okay? And then what are some of those initiatives that you're gonna do to overcome those challenges, right? And then again, tracking is really important. If you don't know what your numbers are, you don't know where you're going. So one of the tools, as I mentioned, is the action plan. This is online. It's available for everybody to use. There's a template out there. If you can't find it, let me know and I'll send it to you. But basically, it's a ready-made template for you that says what's your goals, what are your challenges, what are your initiatives to get you there, what's the time frame? Because you really need to know your time frame. Are you going to do this? Is this a 2-year thing, or is this something you want to turn around in 1 year? And then who's responsible for it? That's really a key. Who is responsible for that initiative? So the first thing on the action plan is increasing your impact, okay? What does that really mean? Well, some of the things that go around increasing our impact is, hey, in the community, we're seen as a means of improving the community. I showed you the numbers, Bala showed you the numbers of the volunteer hours. That's a really important data point to let your mayor know, to let your community people know that this is what Rotarians are capable of. We're saving you guys money because we're volunteering. So what's your impact in the community? And we have to be intentional about our growth, right? We want to increase our impact. Again, the leadership bench is important, and partnering with other organizations. How many of you partner with the Lions? Okay, Kiwanis, Toastmasters, those are all organizations which at the top level at RI, they're encouraging us to partner with. They're partnering at the RI level, we should be doing at the club level. Okay, other partnerships, Habitat for Humanity, right? Hope Against Trafficking. Partner with those other groups so that you have a bigger impact. And then the other thing is, you know, as you're increasing your impact and getting into these organizations, get them to publicize you. We go to Forgotten Harvest, our club does, and as well as I'm sure there's at least probably a dozen other Rotary clubs that go to Forgotten Harvest. They never put us on their website. We don't even have any kind of sign or anything that says Rotary did so many hours because we are going club by club. What if we all got together and said, hey, 10 clubs are going there? That just increases our hours by 10 times, right? All of a sudden, we've got the attention of Forgotten Harvest, okay? Membership team, AGs, that's something we can work together to make that larger impact and increase our impact. I'm a big believer in collaborating with other clubs. So how will we increase our impact, okay? First of all, you've got to set realistic goals. I want to grow by 20 members. Is that realistic? Remember the revolving door, the attrition and the attraction. So if you want to increase your membership by 1 or 2, that's realistic for the year. It seems low, but for every 1 member you're going to increase, you're going to lose probably a member that year, or maybe 2. So you need to set realistic goals. And again, get some strong leadership. I know we all sometimes just want to fill that seat, right? Come on, Mr. So-and-so, do you want to just take that president for a year? Come on. That's okay, but he needs support. Help him become that strong leader, or her, okay? And again, if you focus on your community, we become relevant on our community. This is one that I really believe in, assessing our community needs. There is a community assessment worksheet that's available in the Learning Leadership section on RI. It's also there, I believe, in our district website. I have to check to make sure it's there.
What's it called again?
Assessing your community. Okay. And I was going to have you guys do an exercise. I think we'll do one exercise, and then we'll move on because otherwise we're going to run out of time for some of the detail. Why don't we do this? The table in the back, if you guys want to join that table, and if you just want to split this table maybe in half right here, and you guys kind of group together, take a few minutes to talk about what your club can do to increase their impact. We just talked about some of the things that could increase the impact. Talk about amongst yourselves. So if you split up right here, okay, so you 4, you guys here, if you guys want to join that table and you guys together, and then we'll just share really quickly. I'll give you guys, I said 7 minutes, but I'm going to do less than that. Okay. 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 Sorry.
My club, I don't know if we can really do anything. We're doing so much. We have 8 members and there's a website.
But we're talking about impact.
Yeah, in the community where next week we're announcing a new lottery that we're partnering.
Oh, that was the same thing I was thinking about.
It's a 12-month lottery, it's a weekly lottery, we're announcing that next week. We've been on the radio all week long.
Like our
this
small
past week
merchants,
for
you know what I mean? Like, we just sent a press release on that, you know?
I
And
don't,
there are so
literally
many
don't know what else we
opportunities,
can
like,
You guys also have
you know, like these farm projects. Like,
I don't, we don't want to do anything.
I think one of the things we did though is we had
the sector social, right?
Can you talk this way?
Sorry.
There's a lot of competition.
We did a sector social, so there's six of us in Canada, and we met up in one of the communities, and we just had a social, and it was a great deal of fun. And we just-
All right, another 30 seconds, guys. Sorry, I have to get this a little bit shorter.
See, we do a lot with the school district, for example, with dogs, therapy dogs, and that we actually paid 3 therapy dogs, so it's like $30,000. So we raise funds, so that really impacted the community because it impacted the schools.
Okay, time's up, guys. Hopefully you guys each got one idea.
Is we can get something involving the schools, because they directly, like you said.
Okay.
And not only the schools, not the government officials who are about it.
So apparently I was given the time signal, so I think we've got to move on because we started a little bit late too. Can I have your guys' attention back again, please? Thank you. So did everybody get a chance at least to discuss how to increase your impact? Perfect. Okay, so typically I would have had you guys get on the white, on the easel and stuff, but we are short on time. So I'll just go through quickly. Expanding our reach, okay? How can we expand our reach? What does it mean? It means, Susie, next, media, public image. How can we get that better known in the community? Okay? Use multiple forms of media. How many of you guys are on social media? Get your stories out there, even if it's just a small story. Get your stories out there. Susie's gonna talk about that next, and if you need help with that, she's the gal. And engage the whole club. I won't go through all of these because I see people are coming in, so we're not gonna do that. Enhance your participant engagement, okay? What does that mean? Get them involved, right? We make work doing fun, an active, vibrant club with multiple projects is a way to get involved. Keep things rolling, keep the balls juggling, okay, basically, okay? Keep members engaged. I talked about understanding your members. That is such a key. Understand your members, what their likes and dislikes are, what's their hot buttons on projects, okay? And then make sure that the place is a fun place. How many of you guys have a 4-way test that you guys recite every time? Do you have a 5th?
Yeah.
Is it fun, right? Because it's important to us. It is important to us to make sure we have a fun and interactive club, okay? I'm not gonna go through that. And then increasing our ability to adapt. Remember the Zoom era after the pandemic? Didn't we do a great job in adapting? We need to continue that, right? We have to include people in our community that maybe missed in our membership, right? We talk about DEI, we can call it all sorts of words, but do we represent the community? That's really the key. Do you have professions in your community that you're missing? Do you have nurses in the community, your firefighters, police? You know, all that is important, and that's really part of our increasing our ability to adapt. There's a template with this action plan that'll help you set the goal, get through the initiatives, assign who's responsible for it, and due dates, okay? And if you don't find it, let me know. I'll send it to you guys or I'll post it. But that's really the key. Oh, and I do want to mention, because there is a topic that Jerry just finished. One of the ways to increase and adapt is if the club isn't working for everybody, right? Lunch doesn't work for everybody. Maybe it's an evening thing. Dues don't work for everybody. Maybe you need to reduce the dues, Todd. That's all really important, and you as a member and if you're part of the board need to be looking at this. If you're not part of the board and you have some ideas, go to your board, right? It's a membership organization. It is not a board organization. It is a membership organization. Remember that, guys, because that is so important. And if you never have ideas, the board's just gonna do what the board's gonna do. Yes, Todd?
We meet every Thursday at noon, and we decided to do a 5th Thursday of each month where we don't meet at noon, we do a social night out.
Yep, we do the same thing.
And the idea is to get out in public and let people see us at the local eatery. and bar,
Exactly.
And go, who are those people with the fun shirts on?
Exactly. And the funny hats, right? No, I'm just kidding. Could be.
Bela.
So, you know, we talked about this, but I'll just summarize it quickly. Intended outcome, a good pipeline of members, people in your community. They may not be members today, but keep it in your list. Keep it in so you can keep them on your distribution. Keep sending them newsletters, right? And onboarding new members, have a training for them. We just heard that, you know, we're missing mentors, we're missing, so it's obviously very much a key. And hope, even though we wanna create hope in the world this year, right? And last year, hope is not a membership strategy. You have to be intentional with it, okay? Thank you, everybody. Sorry to run you late.
We go to,
Oh,
try and find something.
I have no idea.
Susie, you want my computer? You want it?
I'll do a picture of the schedule because it was just.
You want my computer?
Yeah. No, you're fine. So, where you switched to. 18. That's where our foundation.
Oh, but we go to my.
363,
What's coming up?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Okay,
Right here
so-
is social media and public image.
So the next session is Rotary Foundation and
Yes.
Global Grants, it's in the big room over there. Rotary 6380 is in the room next where the coffee was.
Oh, no, it's what's in here.
They sent us over here for 6380.
Yes.
No, we're
No,
on
this is public
public
media.
image.
Public image.
6380 is next door.
Yeah, if it's too many people next door, then we're going back to the coffee.
Yeah. We're getting our steps in.
I'm gonna stay in here.
Yeah, this is a good one.
This is the best one.
I don't know.
You know
but
what?
yes,
Is there water in that big room?
Yes, there's water and coffee and everything. So public image is here, this is all about social media. I would go to the grants or the website, it's next to it, 6380. It tells you how to arrange my Rotary and, yeah, that might be good, yeah, right here. This is public.
Yeah. Come on up to the table, everybody. We'll start in a few minutes.
Do you need a card for anything?
Nope, I think I'm good. I've got I've got a charger, but I think I should be fine.
Okay, you need to just let me know, I have a different.
Yeah, I got one in my.
This is public relations.
Yes.
It is.
Okay,
Thank you. You're looking at the title? Thanks for coming. All right.
Oh, yeah, I need
John, aren't you
all-
doing my Rotary? John? John? Aren't you doing my Rotary?
Uh-oh, I did that already.
Oh, are you doing the public? No, what, you did my Rotary?
Yeah. Down in
Did you do public?
I'm gonna be right at your back.
Okay.
And you're fine, but. How about if I move over here? Yeah, that'll be better. I'll remove this chair so people don't get tempted.
I'm doing
There we go.
my Rotary, 63